Hello Commanders, this is Shadow Dr. K. In this video, I'm going to show you how to install Project A.L.I.C.E. First, download the files and extract the folder. Open up the folder and locate the Project A.L.I.C.E. PDF. Open the PDF and scroll down. You're going to find in the table of contents the Quick Start Guide. Click the link. At any point, you can pause this video and reference the Quick Start Guide for any of the information that you need for file directories, for paths that you need to use, or locations for files to install. Or if you have any questions, feel free to jump into the Discord that I've provided the link for and the PDF and ask for help. For now, we're going to minimize this. Copy your profile to the desktop and copy the Project A.L.I.C.E. folder to the desktop. We're going to navigate to the Voice Attack Apps folder. We're going to copy the Project A.L.I.C.E. folder into the Apps folder. And we can close this folder now. We're going to start Voice Attack. And if you have plugin support enabled already, you should see that A.L.I.C.E. is configured for Voice Attack. It is in standing by, and the plugin interface is initialized. You're not going to be able to do anything at the moment. Project A.L.I.C.E. hasn't actually started. It's just waiting in the background for the initialization command, which you need the profile loaded for. So let's load the profile. You're going to see a prompt here that says that it executes plugin functions, applications, killing processes, and such. There's a Project A.L.I.C.E. community toolkit that comes along with the profile that allows you to manage your settings, and you'll see that pop up as soon as we're finished. Just click yes to continue. With that loaded, if you don't have plugin support enabled, click the wrench icon, enable plugin support, and click OK. At this point, you're going to want to restart Project A.L.I.C.E. and Voice Attack.
Why, hello, Commander.
For some commanders, you might have to run Voice Attack in admin mode initially to set up the file directory in your My Documents folder. Project A.L.I.C.E. will save all your user settings to your My Documents folder to a folder called A.L.I.C.E. User Data. You'll notice the error populate in the logs here, and if that happens, just restart Voice Attack in admin mode one time so she can populate the folder directory, and then you can restart and run her without admin mode. When you initially install, you'll be able to import your keybinds. You should see in the log here that after configuring, which she probably already did this in the previous one because I already had it set up, she did. Loading keybinds complete, which means that she copied over the Project A.L.I.C.E. keybinds into the game already. So what you can do is you can click on Import Keybinds on the toolkit here. And most commanders will be using a custom 3.0 binds file. Whatever your profile is in game is the one that you should select, because it's going to copy all of the commands and the keybinds out of the left column of your binds and copy them into the left column of Project A.L.I.C.E. A.L.I.C.E. will only recognize and use the key bindings for keyboard in the second column on the right. And this is so that the commander always has the ability to override anything A.L.I.C.E. does. So click the profile that you're using. I am using this one. and that'll install all of your keybinds and your settings from your normal profile over. Now, take note that right now, at the time of this video, the import keybinds feature is an experimental feature. You'll notice that in the manual, it explains a little bit down at the bottom. It'll explain how the profile works, the import feature works, and it'll let you know what the limitations are on the keybind rules for Project Alice, which I've already explained. Now, one thing to note, the biggest thing about this is that there is no conflict checking when it imports the keybinds. So if at any point you have an issue where something's triggering when it shouldn't, just hop into your keybinds and check to see if you have something double mapped. It could happen. It's very rare. Alice uses a combine setup for keys and leaves all the single key presses to the user. At this point, you can start up the game and you have the ability to use Project Alice and she will function. If you have any questions or concerns or feedback, let me know. Before I leave, the last thing, your plugin offsets right here in the bottom left of the toolkit. Each user has a different computer, so the specs and the performance of each computer is a little different. Now, that means you can run the game at different levels, and the game will only respond to a certain amount of key presses at a certain time. So it makes it a little hard for Project Alice to interface if she's always running full throttle, 100% all the time. Your game might not be able to keep up. If this happens and you have panels that aren't operating correctly, or your power settings aren't working correctly, or she's not cycling through fire groups appropriately, then you can come in here and you can set the offsets in the toolkit at 5 millisecond increments. And you'll see that she updates the toolkit settings and the log. And this will allow you to slow down Project Alice. That way you can hone her in to what your game is able to handle, the game is able to receive information with. Alright guys, if you have any questions, feel free to hop into the channel and ask, and I'll respond to you as soon as I can. Alright, thanks guys. Fly safe.